going on, YouTube? This is your boy King Gabe coming at you with a, I guess you could say another comic update, vlog, or whatever you want to call it there. See, I got Black Panther here with me, and no, it's not going to be another review of Panther. It's the same figure I've already reviewed there. If it was a different Black Panther figure, it probably would be, but no, it's not. I just felt like having, holding on to the figure while I was talking and everything. Wakanda forever! Also, another reason why is because if you've seen an earlier video before, in one of my earlier, I guess you say kind of mini videos, Black Panther and Yamiko, and if you haven't seen it, I'll put the link in the description box for that, so you can take a look at that if you haven't seen it before seeing this, where I sort of, or if you noticed, there was a different face, sort of in the place of Chadwick Boseman that looked kind of younger. By the way, God rest his soul, rest in peace, King of Wakanda. But and it wasn't nothing to disrespect him or anything. The reason for that in the video was to get y'all attention about one of the characters that would be in my Yamiko series known as Yero. Yep, it's a character called Yero, who is going to have a pretty big role in the Yamiko series. Not right at the start of the series, but you know, kind of later as the series goes on. Before we start talking about him, there's a few things I want to, you know, mention about what's going on with the Yamiko comic. First of all, the rough, I know I did do a video pretty much telling you the entire rough draft for issue 1. Pretty much everything in issue 1 is still staying the same. My plan of when to release it, like, you know, actually get it typed out and, you know, put my pictures and all, you know, pictures and all that. Our first priority, this month, we should be releasing Bubblina number 4, because I actually got all the panels for it. I just got to get them organized on different pages, as, you know, in the way that it needs to be for publishing and such. So as soon as that's done, it should be released. After that, I will get the rough draft of the first issue of Star Striker, because I got all the characters that's going to be in it, and you've seen the video of how they're going to look and everything, animated and everything. So they'll be getting to work on the rough draft for that, which shouldn't be too much to it, because I pretty much got in mind what I want for it. But yeah, we're gonna have Bubblina 4, the first issue of Star Striker 2000, and then after that, we should be going into Yamiko's first issue, which again, issue 1 is the rough draft for it is already written out. Only thing it needs is just to design the characters in it, and then of course get the scenes, you know, get it proofed and stuff, and then start getting the scenes together for it to come out. I also mentioned in another video that Star Striker 2000 and Yamiko will be in the same universe, but in a slightly different way. So I have to mention a little bit about Star Trek 2000 because of the same universe and stuff. So, and also, hopefully, I'm not sure when this will be. This depends on my author, Lanisa Howard. Depends on, you know, what goes on with her, because, you know, it's, she's taking her time with getting the second issue of Dora, the rough draft written there. She's taking, you know, of course, you know, she's in school and everything, and also, you know, it, depending on the person, it, you know, everybody's ideal process is different. So yeah, so we're not sure. We don't have any confirmation of when Dora issue 2 will be in development, but like I say, when it does, we will let you know. But it should happen as far as we know. far as we know, unless something changes. But as far as we know right now, it should still happen. When? We will find out. But as for now, Bubbling 4, Star Striker 2000 issue 1, and then Yumiko. The deal with Star Striker 2000 Yumiko is going to be Star Striker 2000 will mostly be in the supposed real world of that universe, Shreveport, Louisiana, of course, because he is the Shreveport Defender. So a lot of his stuff, of course, will be in the real world of Shreveport. Of course, like any hero, they sometimes have to go to other places to take care of things, but yeah, that'll be his main station. Sort of like how Batman is mainly stationed in Gotham, Superman sort of has Metropolis as his turf, Green Lantern with Coast City, Flash in Central City, and so on and so on. I guess you could say Wonder Woman with Themyscira, and I guess current day Washington, D.C. or something like that. But you get the point. So, as with Yumiko, one thing that came to my mind was, if they were both in Shreveport, how would I have stuff happening in the series without them intertwining with each other too early? The answer? Yumiko is actually going to be an entirely different world. What I mean by that is, any of you guys have ever seen shows like Digimon? You notice in Digimon, there is the talk of there is the whole thing of the digital world. The first two seasons, first season, you know, the Digidestined, as the kids are called, immediately entered the digital world in the first episode from the real world. They start off in the real world and they immediately enter the digital world, and the adventures begin for the series. Season 2 is somewhat the same, but they kind of go back and forth between it, with the new kids being aided by the older kids. Tamers starts off pretty much in the real world and goes into the digital world halfway through the series. Frontier goes right away into the digital world once again, like season 1. And season 5 pretty much does like Tamers again. Not sure about season 6. I have not watched season 6. I just had never got around to looking at it, but who knows? Maybe one day I might check season 6 out. Crossword. It might, looks pretty interesting. Looks pretty interesting, and I mean it's part of the Digimon franchise, so as they always say, you got to give it a chance. And possibly some other things related to Digimon. So anyway, don't get too far off subject. So, point being, Digimon consists of going into another world where these Digimon reside. Yumiko is going to be the name of the world that Hiko and his friends have now entered. And the thing with that is, they are already in this world at the very beginning of their first appearance. When Hiko and Zayden first appear and meet up with Julie, they're already in the world of Yumiko. As I mentioned in the other video, it was said that they're in the abandoned store, and Hiko mentioned about a history behind it that his Big Papa told him about. However, this is the thing. The world of Yumiko, which Yumiko, by the way, is a combination of two Japanese words that mean dream and imagination. So this is basically a world of dreams and imagination. But where there's dreams and imagination, that means there's also nightmares. And imagination can be used for both good and evil. So, yeah. So that's pretty much that's kind of your obstacle there. That means, where there's good, there is going to be evil. It's pretty much good versus evil. Anyway, the thing with the Yumiko world, since it's basically dreams and imagination and also some nightmares, because Yumiko is generated by the dreams, imagination, and nightmares of different people. Some more than others, depending on the level of their imagination, or as we all heard in SpongeBob, imagination. I got more imagination than one tentacle that you have in your whole body. That's good. No, you need is a box. I had to throw that in there. I had to throw that. So anyway, Don't want to go too far in that, just in case I got people watching that not too into SpongeBob. Okay, understandable. Anywho, so the thing, because of that, anything pretty much can go in this world. It's unpredictable what this world could possibly be like, which is the mystery behind the world itself. There are different parts of this world look like certain places here in the real world, like the abandoned store that they're in issue 1. So, yeah, when they find out that this is a whole nother world that they're in, talking about Hiko and his friend, it's a big surprise to them. And they find out from Brownie after he, gets them out of the abandoned store and everything, and drives them over to his house in this world. The city that they're going to be in starting off is Barnhart City, or Brownie's hometown, which is kind of somewhat similar to Shreveport with a few other things mixed in. Chances are he's going to meet. They're going to meet up with his grandpa Ryan, and possibly there might be a possibility of seeing Brownie's mom, or possibly grandmother. I'm still thinking on that process, but I'm kind of leaning more toward it being his grandpa and his mom, because of kind of similar to what we got with Yugi in the Japanese version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you had his grandpa, and there were a few times where his mom was shown, and for some reason they cut her out of the English dub. Why did you cut Yugi's mom out for kids? What was so bad about showing Yugi's mom? What was she? That censorship made no sense at all. I mean, you censor guns, fine, but yeah, having invisible guns and Kaiba jumps out the window because they point their fingers at him. Stop, or we'll point our fingers at you. Oh no, not the fingers. I'm jumping out the window. Ah! So, anyway, yeah. Y'all got any more things to say toward 4Kids, go right ahead. Anyway. So, yeah, probably his grandpa, Brownie's grandpa and his mom. They'll explain to the kids about, where they're at and everything, about, not a whole lot, because there's some other stuff that we got to do. So we want to find out some of the other stuff about Yumiko as the series goes on. But they'll give them, like a brief main summary of it. Just a few minute quick summary so they can realize, okay, we're in a whole nother world. Yep. So there is a chance that they will meet. I do plan for them to run into Naomi. She will be there. Still in development about other stories. The Ghost Doll issue that I had planned to be issue 3 and 4 is probably gonna be a little different because of this whole new direction of it being in another world. Because at first it was intended to they would still be in Shreveport in the real world, but since they're in a whole nother world and there's more possibilities of doing stuff without having any early interferences with Star Trek 2000 until it's time for the characters to meet. We can pretty much they pretty much have a lot more freedom, so we don't have to do the Ghost Doll issue until we don't have to do it right away. We can do it pretty much just according to how the story goes. So, but it will happen. It will happen there. But yeah, I do plan for Naomi to show up though. Also, in that abandoned store issue, there's gonna be another character that will be added to it. The story still will be the same, but it just have another character added to the group. It'll be Hiko, Zayden, Julie, and we'll also get her brother Timothy. He will be introduced to us along with Julie right there in issue 1 as they try to escape the abandoned store. And go from there, meeting, of course, like I mentioned, Naomi, and also, excuse me. Also, I'll be meeting another character named Melina, another character that Casey came up with as a love interest for Tim. She's actually a childhood friend of his at first, and then of course they have little sparks fly, you know, and little puppy love and everything. Sort of like, I guess you could say kind of like Simba and Nala, probably slightly a little different, but yeah, you know. But anyway, I'll have more detail on that from Case, as you know, as when I get ready to get in the right. Matter of fact, will probably be after making this video that I'm making right here, probably be probably be talking more about that, you know, to see what on the different characters. Like as I mentioned, the characters that she came up with are of course Julie and Tim, twin brother and sister, Melina, as I just mentioned, Naomi. And in the future, there will be another character that she's created that will be introduced in the future, named Julius, who is a love interest for Julie. So there's all that coming there, mixed in, of course, with my characters there, like Hiko, Zayden, Brownie, the other plush toys, like Anna, Emily, Dashtail, and Gerald, and Billy. Yep. So got all that coming. There's gonna be a lot of other things coming for Yumiko, like a lot of different stories of mine introduced in there. Some of those stories and even characters in those stories, some of them might even make appearances in Star Trek 2000. Thus, thus giving you, oh yeah, shared universe. Yeah, so there's gonna be that there. Now, I'm 17 minutes into this video, so we better let's get to talking about Yero. As you saw in that video I put out earlier, that Black Panther style one, you saw that was Yero's face on Black Panther, also on Egyptian King. Forgot what the Egyptian King name was, but yeah, there was that little clip in the video. So anyway, Yero. First, and I think I made a video like this about Yero, but it was on my old channel. So this is on my new channel. So deal with it. Had to say that. Anyway, Yero was the first time I thought of Yero was during the days that Casey and I were role playing Yu-Gi-Oh, of course, and we all, you know how Yugi has, you know, the Spirit of the Millennium Puzzle, which is also an ancient Egyptian pharaoh with Tim, or as the Japanese version called him when he in the first part of the show, and in the manga, well, I think the first part of the show, other Yugi. So yeah, he had that, the Spirit of the Puzzle. When we role played in Yu-Gi-Oh, I made up a Millennium item called the Millennium Watch, which I will call the Destiny Watch in my series, because I don't want to get any copyright trouble. So yeah, it's gonna be called the Destiny Watch. Major difference. Oh, excuse me 1 second. I want to show you the Destiny Watch that once thought to be the Millennium Watch. About to knock some over there. Okay, so yeah, it's a watch like this there. It's actually a pocket watch, but I had put this chain on it, that way I could wear it around my neck, sort of like how Yugi wears the Millennium Puzzle around his neck. So yeah, I thought that was really cool there. As you can see, yep, opens up and everything there. It's almost 12 o'clock. Yep. So, and now when we role played Yu-Gi-Oh, whenever my character in Yu-Gi-Oh, Hiko, which is now being used for the Yumiko series, did his Yu-Gi-Oh moment, you know, with the Millennium transformation. You know how Yugi goes, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Japanese, they just play the music. Dun 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 dun, stuff like that. In my case, it opened up just like I did, and the watch would start glowing, and all the hands would just go rapidly around and around until Hiko would become Yero, which was the spirit inside of the Millennium. Sorry about that. Inside his Millennium Watch. So for the Yumiko series, to have something a little different and original, gotta think some new ideas. As Scrooge McDuck say, filmmaking is a team effort. You got to be open to new ideas. He said with 3D glasses. By the way, those actually look pretty cool on them. kind of humorous, but they were kind of cool. So anyway, so in my series, Hiko has, like I say, his Destiny Watch, and it does possess some magic powers. Now, of course, in issue 1, it was already shown that the magic powers in Hiko had awakened, which are generated by his imagination there, because its imagination has a very strong level, so thus making him a magician. So he is able to use magic already. The Destiny Watch is sort of like the magic he uses is sort of like a cake. Adding the Destiny Watch is like the icing on the cake. Or if you want to go by this logic, remember what they said in Thor? Thor has, how he's the god of lightning. But the power is not his hammer. The power of lightning is in him because he's the god of lightning. The hammer was a way for him to focus his power. Sort of like, so just pretty much a tool. Yep. So he's like, are you the god of thunder or the god of hammers? Of course, I don't think it really was intent to change, but the way it looked in Infinity War and Endgame is, I'm getting a new hammer, Stormbreaker. I get that new hammer. Here comes the hammer. So, but anyway, with this here, so Hiko's got his magic powers. The Destiny Watch is sort of an addition to his magic powers, with his abilities of being able to pause time. He can rewind it a little bit there, and also fast forward. However, the fast forwarding and rewind and somewhat rewinding powers are kind of risky, as anything involving time travel. But yeah, it is kind of risky to use there, but it is there. I have more detail on when I actually get to writing into him using it. So anyway, there's that. As with Yero, he's not a spirit in. Well, actually, yeah, Yero actually is within the Destiny Watch, but there's a big difference between this and Yugi and Pharaoh Atem. In this case, Yero is actually Hiko's father. And the thing is, Hiko's father was once the ruler of Yumiko, and he pretty much had put his life on the line trying to defend it from his brother Ammon, who betrayed him there. Pretty much like a Scar and Mufasa scenario. Long live the king. And also somewhat similar to but what happens in Bubblina, with that sea witch Serena battling Bubblina's father, and he ended up losing his life. Except I don't think that they're related. They're I don't. Yeah. Let me. Oh wait, I got the book right. I think I do. No, wait. Okay, it's not in here. But I don't think they're related, though. They're not. Yeah, it didn't say anything about that he was related to Serena or anything like that. So, yeah, it was just two different people. Yeah, and she decided I'm gonna overthrow the king and take over Coralana. So as for with Ammon, he actually is related to Yero and decides to overthrow him. But of course, Yero's not going down without a fight, and he isn't able to destroy Ammon, but he does weaken him he does severely weaken Ammon. However, it ends up taking Yero's life, and his spirit is now inside of Hiko's Destiny Watch. He informed, when this happened, he informed Hiko's mother, who was pregnant with Hiko at the time that this happened, informed her to get out of Yumiko, go back to the real world for safety. And when the time was right, Hiko would come to take his place, where his dad once ruled there, and where his dad once ruled, and possibly be able to, if Ammon ever returns, be able to face him and defend Yumiko. So that's pretty much how that's set up. And the thing is, whenever when he first starts using the Destiny Watch, drawing from his power, it's actually his dad's spirit that's assisting him when he first starts using it, sort of like a training wheel, until he gets more adapted to it there, as well as his magic, as well as also some of his magics there. So yeah. So that's kind of what goes on, and then there are also moments where Hiko would be able to talk to his father Yero's spirit, sort of like how Superman was talking to Jor-El in Man of Steel. Yeah, I am your father. So yeah, got that going, and also the reason of the Black Panther thing is because I sort of envision Yero. I'm not going to have him dressed up like Black Panther in the comic now. That was just a little something for the video to get you guys' attention. But for the actual comic, no, he's not going to be dressed up like Black Panther. But yeah, Black Panther is an inspiration for the creation of Yero, sort of like how Static Shock was the inspiration for Star Striker. But the Black Panther for Yero in this series is what I mean, because I didn't know Black Panther back in high school when I first came up with Yero. So yeah, in this. But in this version, yeah, I'm basing this version of Yero off of Black Panther, the Chadwick Bosewick one, because of the whole King thing, So yeah, there's that. So that's pretty much what I got as far as what we got going for Yumiko's, what other stuff that's going to be going on with Yumiko, some of the other comics, and mainly who Yero is. So for those of you who haven't seen it on the other channel, so that's pretty much it there. Hope y'all like what you heard, and any more updates come, we will definitely have them, especially when Bubbling the 4 is released, as well as the other comics. Speaking of those, make sure you like and subscribe, share with your friends. Also buy the comics that we already have out there, and also be sure to support us on Patreon for more, so we can. We're still gonna continue making comics and stuff like that. That's not gonna stop. But support us on Patreon, and we could put even more extra into what we do. Maybe do some extra things along with that, and also in the future. Maybe in the future, be able to just go full time on this, in the future. But like I say, it's a process. But yeah, we definitely got to start from here in order to get to there. So become a Patreon pledger, and and like I said, subscribe so you can be alerted when more videos come out like this. And until then, we will see you later. Okay. Okay. That was a little something from Nuka on Lion King 1, on Lion King 2. He's like, I'm not scared. Okay. Well, it's kind of funny. I hate the fact that he died. But anyway, see you guys later. and cut the camera off.